Isomolar here, welcome. So, the buff for Punisher 2099 finally got announced, and I'm so excited because his animations are so cool and his abilities are so cool as well, and I know he has a lot of potential. He just lacked the damage, he lacked the consistency, and I'm gonna explain that, and I'm also gonna go through the new buff notes. And the reason for that is because Punisher's 2099's kit is not being overhauled. He still has the same utility pretty much, just it sounds like it's very doable. It sounds like it's going to be consistent and that the damage is going to be there. So in this video I want to break that down as well as go over the notes at the end, because if you understand how to play him now, you understand how to play him afterwards as well. So the goal of every match is to get your battery to 100%, and that gray icon you see, that's the battery, and you see it's going up by 6. Right now Punisher is he's actually punished if his opponent has buffs. His battery charges slower, which I never understood why. It just, it makes him, maybe because cosmic champs have buffs, but right now in the new update his battery will be charging quicker actually with opponent buffs. So that's amazing, because it means you can counter Hyperion, potentially Venom. So you see that I was throwing my SP1s, and you kind of want to do that because his battery charges quicker. He enters this overcharged state. His battery just, pretty much like charges really quickly. And like I said, you want to get to 100% for your battery, because you enter this overdrive state, which gives him an additional attack rating as well as causing his opponents to gain 90% less power. You see he's not even gaining any power now that I'm at this overdrive state. And I was kind of just messing around with him, and I saw that if you're in this overdrive state, you can potentially just spam SP1s, and as well as just keep that overdrive going and not cause my opponent to gain any power, as you saw there. And that is so deadly, especially against somebody who has a lot of power gain. And we'll go over some of the other effects as well. So that's kind of your goal. You want the battery at 100%, and you want to keep that overdrive state as much as possible. So he does have some other pretty cool stuff in his abilities. So when he's awakened, he gains this additional what's called automatic effects, and what it is, it basically stops regeneration, but it comes at a cost, right? It drains 20% of your battery, but it's a reliable, it really stops regen actually pretty well. And I have a fight after this showing that I think that's one of his best utilities, in addition to stopping, like turning off basically power gain for his opponent, the combat power rate. He will still gain, regular power rate from like power gain debuffs, but power gain buffs, sorry about that. But he, it's just the combat power rate is there, and it's amazing. So I found that you want to throw your SP3 as well if it's like a longer fight, once your battery is 100%, to gain that additional attack, but also to deal direct damage. You saw there he was taking a little bit of direct damage. That's what the SP3 does now, and also reduces the power rate as well. And let's say you happen to get your opponent to an SP3. Well, that is no problem, because he actually, of course at a cost, right? His battery drains, but his opponent is power locked right before hitting the SP3, which is a really cool utility, and that's only if he's awakened. But it does come at 50% cost of the battery. It's drained, which it's very unfortunate, but we'll see the changes. And you saw there, I think it was 785 hits to take down that Winter Soldier, and that's that kind of sucked. So here we have, I'm gonna basically showcase how he can reliably stop regeneration. I have Goldpool here in variant 3, where he, I'm thinking he's gonna be pretty good for, and see how it wasn't that bad of a fight. Yeah, Punisher gains a boost for the tech champions here, but we're gonna see how this one goes. In Goldpool, has a lot of regeneration. It was kind of annoying to fight him when I was barely doing this. I think I used Sentinel, but he does gain a lot of regen. He's not a tough champ to fight. I think he can also do the Wolverine fight. It was probably going to be a little bit longer. But the thing with the regeneration is that it does use up your battery, so you have to make sure that you have at least 20% of your battery. But look, it's decent damage output. For a rank 3, it's not like a really long fight, but he definitely needs that consistency, because the battery just drops too quickly, and it's just not that great. But you see here, I am trying to just hit SP1s to always have above 20 and reliably put a heal block. And look at that heal block, man, it lasts a long time, giving me the chance to have that overcharge state and keep it going. So you'll see here, he's not even regenning. Look at that, I blocked it again, and I'm doing the overcharge state here, and he's going down pretty quickly. And I think he can potentially hit other like maybe Arc Overload, some of the more annoying opponents. So guys, I want to break down the kit for Punisher 2099. So the first thing here that I love the fact that they just increased his attack and his armor rating, which is phenomenal. His battery now starts at 40% and charges quicker. This is what I was talking about here, that he actually he's not punished for having for the opponent having more buffs. He's actually you want the opponent to have more buffs, because the charging is delayed every it's increased charge rate for opponents with 0, 1, or 2 buffs, and that's going to be great for him. Also, increased starting charge bonus from signature ability. I don't think he has that now. He does have really cool synergies though, and I can talk about those as well if you like. So signature ability now activates when the opponent hits 3 bars of power. I'm not sure how, like, that might be a negative, but at the same time, if you want to preserve your battery, that might actually be a good thing as well, especially since they'll become basically their power lock for 3 seconds, so they don't hit the SP3. Automatic heal block duration is increased from 8 to 10 seconds, and you saw it was 8 seconds was pretty good. Now 10 seconds he will be even more reliable, allowing for his battery to be always above 20%, or this time it's reduced from 20 to 15, so it's even easier to do it. And the thing about that too is that you don't have to be in overdrive state. You can just be charging up your battery and just keeping that heal block. So I think my prediction is going to be a really great counter to any annoying heal champions like Arc Overload type of situations. Automatic power drain, power lock. So I skip one here. Automatic regeneration, maximum possible healing increase from 20% of max health to 35% of max health. So that's really good. It's just buffing him up some more. And the power lock as well has increased from 5 to 15. Man, that's great. And also the power lock duration is increased, and that's makes him more consistent because it allows him to have more battery as well. So heavy attack stun battery reduces. Okay, so it's gonna be some pretty cool cheese, I think, if you can get the SP1 and the overcharge state and just spam heavies at the corner and keep your opponent power locked. Especially if you have like an incursions where you have increased buff duration, that's gonna be interesting. Overdrive now drains the battery more slowly, reduced drain from 0.5 to 0.4. That's huge. That is really huge. Overdrive attack now gives 150% attack rating for the entire duration. Man. Special one, battery charge gain increased from 16% over 8 seconds to 20% over 10 seconds. That is basically giving him greater overcharge state. You can keep that attack rating going for longer. Reduced battery drain from 20 to 15% with the SP2. Critical rating bonus. So the SP2 definitely is a hard hitter. You might want to save your battery to 100 and save your SP until your battery hits 100. Then spam your SP2, giving you a bunch of attack, a bunch of crit rate, and a really potent armor break. And now it can stack. So that is great, man. That's his SP2 is gonna be the way to go, I predict. Reduce a battery drainage from 50% to 40%. Change to a degeneration type with added effects. Damage increase from 200% to 220%, and duration increase to 220%. So that's huge, man. I mean, SP2 does sound like it's gonna hit really hard, but SP3, you know, it does have the 90% less. Opponents get 90% less power from being attacked. So I don't know, man. Maybe for longer fights you want to do SP3, but for shorter fights you want to do SP2. He just gains really cool synergies with Punisher, with Captain America, and I think the one I like is the Captain America. Actually, the amount of starting battery increased from 15 to 25%. Captain America, you know, he gains more attack rating, 15 to 20% while the opponent is under the effects of a stun or fatigue debuff. Captain America World War II, Captain America Infinity War are also added, and so yeah, that is pretty good, man. It's pretty good for them. So yeah, I think overall I like what they did for Punisher 2099. You know, we don't need an overhaul for every champion, just an update. Make them consistent, make them really good, and just make them very viable, where when we pull them we don't get mad, you know, we get like, okay, he's a cool pull. So yeah, stay tuned for the next video, guys. I'm gonna upload another one once he comes out, you know, again against Winter Soldier, see how he fares, and maybe some Act 6 fights as well. So hope you liked the video. Please like and subscribe for some more content. Peace.